I guess.
Yes, we're live. Welcome to Happy Hour.
Welcome, friends. Um, hey, it's our fourth session, and we are delighted to have you here listening to us. And this recording is such a special event to us because now with Kyla, we decided that we actually start to invite guests. And now we have a
Yay.
remarkable, inspiring social media master, and the most positive person in Finland, I guess, Mr. Sani Leino. Welcome.
Yay.
I really
Woo.
appreciate. Two things. First, I really appreciate, obviously, for the invitation. I'm really super excited to be here, and secondly, I'm really happy that you actually are having this kind of podcast. You know, we just have to do a little bit of work to get this kind of the voice of positivity around. So really, thumbs up for you guys.
Thank you,
Thank you
so
so
much. Yeah, I remember when we talked before a couple months ago, you mentioned that your life motto is aggressive positivity. And I thought that was so interesting because the two words seem completely opposite from one another. And so I was wondering if you could like explain that more and flesh that out for us.
Yeah, I'm happy to do so. Yeah, I think that because I think that positivity is a choice, and once you actually understand that if you do a little bit of effort on the thing that you actually decide that despite of whatever is happening in your life, you actually decide that when I'm in this moment, I try to be and look things as from the positive aspect. You actually, we're human beings, and obviously we're affected with all kinds of emotions. So what you have to do, you have to kind of like act aggressive towards so that you actually take away the negativity and decide that no matter what is going to happen in my day, in all kinds of things that is happening in life, I still choose that when I'm meeting another people, another persons, I'm deciding that I'm going to be positive. So, and that's where I think that many kind of like feel that they're how do you say, wandering around and hoping that, oh, I really hope I'm going to have a great day. And I think that that's kind of challenging because lots of things happen, and that is a choice that you make every single day. That today when I'm going to into work, I may have some kind of difficulties in the morning or some hassle, but I decide that when I'm going to meet Ilkka and Kyla, I'm here. I try to give and take all the positivity here. So what happens, obviously, if you fight for the smile for the first time, what happens is that then Ilkka smiles genuinely, and you'll get that back, and the circles, that always go around. And there's so many stories, but what I think that what is making the difference is that those people who actually decide that every single day there's a choice that you make. Either you are going to be on a positive track, which you have to fight for. Be aggressive because you know that the positivity is so important that no negativity should be powerful enough to take this track away. You have to fight that. And when you're on this track, it will get better, and the day starts shifting. And what happens, obviously, is that the challenging things don't seem that challenging anymore. If you're drowning and dwelling and are like, oh, there's so many things I'm piling up, obviously everything feels like, this is a struggle. But if you just shift them away and said, hey, bring it on. This smile won't break. Bring it on.
I like this.
Yeah.
I love it. I guess it's about being conscious about the fact that you have a choice in every moment to choose the way you think, whether it's positive or negative. So how long have you known this secret?
That's a very good question, and I had to kind of reflect that back, because I kept on getting this that you're always so positive and you're always so positive, and I was like, no, I'm not. I'm a human being. I have very, very shitty days in my life. I don't feel positive. But I think that it actually started from 2001 or something, because I was working at Hesburger, and I noticed that when I'm serving when I'm interacting with other people, every single customer, there's a choice for me. Do I actually see them as individuals, which I can, when I'm making my actions, when I'm speaking, when I'm engaging, that is a choice whether I want that person to feel a bit better than before the discussion, or am I just handling around if they were just like numbers. And this is important also because also on this kind of social media level, let's look at us, Kyla. We never met, but I know who you are. I really like, I feel that we're friends and we're doing all kinds of stuff. But some people are actually, you know, treating their social media kind of followers and connections as numbers.
Right.
So they're actually, you know, it's a mass of, you know, people. And I think that is one thing that we would have to actually understand, that there's an individual behind every social media account. And that's why you make a choice whether you want to make a small little effort for a small little moment, because you know that there can be a very, you know, your impact is way more powerful than you might think. So don't belittle yourself and your influence, because you know that, you know, there's some person that actually just feels like really, you know, down. And with your action, with this kind of podcast, you can be the one who actually, you know, puts that back on a positive track.
Yeah, I think that's so great. And I think, you know, that the social media can be really powerful the more vulnerable we are. And that's something that Ilkka and I talk about a lot. And I'm sure it sounds like you live your life that way, which is so awesome. So speaking of social media, you told us about this amazing Wednesday Praise Day that you created. Would you mind sharing more about that?
Yeah, happy to, because like that's just one, you know, once you decide, hey, let's make an effort and do something small little positive things, you have a choice. Either you can make negative stuff viral, or you can make positive stuff viral. But you make the choice which path are you going to take. But anyways, it was funny. I'll tell you the story. There's this Finnish person called Mikko. He just tweeted in the morning and said that, good morning. And I thought that, hey, well, that's nice. I'm awake. I'll reply to Mikko and say, good morning, Mikko. But then what happened is that Mikko replied to me and said, hey, Sonny, I really feel that you're one of the, you know, top tweeters at this time. I really get value out of your tweets and discussions. And I was like, whoa, like this, you know, what a start of a morning, just like accidental praise from this Mikko who never met. And I was like, hey, do you know how that good that feel? So should we just spread this onwards? And it was Wednesday, so I just thought that let's have this Wednesday praise, keskiviikko kehu in Finnish. And then we thought that, hey, totally, let's do this. And we just started not with like you know, praises, but we thought that who would actually deserve this kind of spontaneous, surprising little praise. And we started to actually have like, hey, you're really talented at what you do, and as a manager or leader, I don't know if I've ever thanked you, but I really got a lot of value out of that. So what happened is that, you know, over 1,000 people actually got into this thing. So it kind of like a small little viral buzz, and we thought it was fun, and it has continued ever since. So I have to say that, you know, looking back on that hashtag keskiviikko kehu, we have to actually translate that, Kyla, and you can actually start spreading that in English too.
Yes, please.
So that, you know, looking, because people are not getting enough praises, and and then looking with someone like, whoa, you know, hey, this means so much to me actually, that my boss or whoever just, you know, complimented me of what I'm doing, and it's a really great thing. But obviously we thought that that's just a funny little small little thing. I think that it was 3 or 4 weeks from when we started this, we got a call from this kind of Finnish institution of mental health, and they said that, hey, Sani and Mikko, we actually want to award you for the most positive social media campaign this year in our awards. And I was like, whoa, this is a small little thing and a joke. There's much more, you know, impactful campaigns. But they were like, no, this is really important for you know, having this kind of praising culture and positivity culture. So we went there in the awards, and then I discovered the most important thing is that there were, teenage people mostly, because they're, helping with those with mental issues. And I thought that we are not the ones who actually decide if the campaign or our message is valuable. They actually decide that as a receiver. So when I saw these kind of people who were really struggling in their lives, I say that, this kind of, small little praise or attention that say that you are worthy, you are good, that can mean so much. And I'm not the one who is going to judge my own message. So once again, that felt that, once you do your stuff, don't belittle yourself, because your impact is way more greater, because there are all kinds of people around that can have all kinds of situations. So, but that is a choice that we make. I know that now, since we're doing this, you're doing this, there's always a choice. What if someone feels that we're doing something, happy, joy, what is this word? Let's go back to work. We're busy. But we are the ones who are actually making a choice. No, listen, this is important. And this is the one we should do every single day, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. And that's what starts to happen, so that it's going to affect the people around you. As we know, Kyla, working with you, Ilkka, it's a wonderful thing to notice that suddenly the people working around you guys are a little bit more positive than the other ones. It's a wonderful,
yeah. I think there's like so much wisdom in what you just said. And I mean, you guys who listen this, you friends, think a moment about who could you thank right now. What is it that you are thankful of? Who are you grateful of? Who have helped you in the past? And show that respect, because it might matter more than you think. I think, like you said, the impact could be way bigger than you think yourself.
Yeah, that's, that, and I think that that's the whole thing. Like, for instance, discussion with social media, it shouldn't be, I think that in many cases, we're directed towards like me economy. So what if you could actually, shift that around and understand that what value, what kind of messages that you could give to other people, so that if you're like being totally unselfish and giving away what you can, and let them decide if it's valuable or not. And I remember one day I was going to this store, and I got this kind of choice. I can't recall. I think that, one of my friends had passed away. And I just had this thought, and it was like this kind of thing, that many people actually are getting more flowers to their graves than they are receiving in their whole lifetime. And that was like a really sad thought for a second. I was like, dude, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the nearest flower shop and pick flowers and give those to those people. Because like, if you think about that, I really, really hope that's not true. But for many, we don't give gratitude to people while we're here, while we're discussing. We only remember them after, it was too late. And you are the one who makes the thing, when are you going to, if not you, if not now, then when, right? So you have the possibility, you have the power to actually go and, say the nice words now.
Wow, that's so deep. That's so deep. I mean, I think, one thing I want to say to you, Sani, now is that you truly make this world a better place, and you influence so many people in such a positive way that from my personal point of view, I'm so grateful that I got to meet you in the first place and got to cooperate with you. And I know that, the work you do will impact so many people in the future as well. We don't even know yet how many, but you're doing a fantastic job.
Well, thank you. Obviously, that, those kind of words, they mean really a lot. And you just have to feel, and I think that each and every one of us, we kind of said, no, I'm just doing this stuff. But you understand that, hey, do your stuff, and it's so easy to become like only a gray version of yourself. So you have to actually kind of fight also for that sense that, hey, maybe you actually have a voice that has an impact. Maybe you are worthy. Maybe your thoughts are valuable, and just start sharing them, because there's a person actually feeling that, hey, you're the one who actually started this movement or this change in my life.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, Sonny, and I'm so grateful that I met Ilkka, and through Ilkka, I got to meet you virtually. And I just quickly wanted to share a story, if that's okay, about how I kind of met you. And it was because I was giving out gratitude. I had taken some time, and I love crayons and cards, and so I had just written a thank you card for this wonderful dinner that Ilkka actually planned for me, where I met all of these amazing people like yourself who were change makers in Finland. And so I left it for you at the hotel, and I thought to myself, yeah, like most people will probably just like not have time to pick it up. But I think you, Sani, are the type of person that you are true to your word and true to what you say and what it is that you live and how your lifestyle is about positivity, this aggressive positivity. And so later on that week, I received this amazing selfie video where Sonny is like in his car in the rain, quoting a Bob Dylan song about how some people, when it rains, some people get wet, but others like dance. And so I've never really forgotten that quote. And I whenever it rains, I think about that, and I think about making that difference and how huge it can be. And so I'm just so grateful that someone from Korea like me can meet someone like you and someone like Ilkka in Finland, and together we can create this magnitude of change.
That's so true. And first of all, thanks for the story. And but that just shows, someone always has the starting thing that now I'm going to make an effort. And just, as we discussed, this could be your choice, thank you for your participation in the dinner, but you actually made hey, you took those crayons, you thought about me for a second, you actually, it was personal note, and you wrote that to me and said, hey, it's there now. So started something I felt obliged to actually answer, and then that's what always happens. There's a small things. I just wrote a book about customer experience, and the smallest things usually are the ones that you actually say, hey, a small little thank you card after the purchase, whatever is going to be, the personal touch. But there's always someone who makes the effort. So, makes the effort to actually write that, took the crayons and sent that postcard. And the story of like the most successful salesperson in the world, like this car dealership in United States, I can't recall the name just right now, but he shared his magic, and it was like, I write a personal card to every single customer I've discussed. So that was the magic. Like that's not like rocket science. Yes, that's called effort. And those people who are willing to make an effort, those are usually the ones that actually are going to change the environment around you. And think about, Kyla, just for a second, these kind of things. We never met personally, but I feel that I know you. When I'm ever coming to Korea, I'm really feel that, hey, that I have a friend there, we can do all kinds of stuff. When you're coming here, it's natural. We've met to these kind of things, but we haven't just and treated others as numbers. We thought that, hey, there's Kyla, doing these kind of things. I really value helping kids, teaching kids, spreading the word of positivity around, which isn't in if you look at the world right now, there's also a lot of negativity around. So those kind of people who are actually fighting to get this kind of message through are really valuable. So thank you for both of you to actually doing this kind of stuff.
Great.
Wow. Yay! Hey, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
This has been such a great podcast. I think at least we are so honored and humbled and glad and joyful that you have joined us. And hey, you guys over there, you friends, remember to fight for being positive and understanding that we all have an impact towards people around us. So hey, with this being said, thank you, Sonny, so much. You are such an
Thank you,
amazing person.
Sonny.
Likewise.
Virtual
Thanks for
hug.
having me. I'm really, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm really looking forward to the next episode. Who's going to be here? So I'm happy to just subscribe and have the positivity also this way in my life.
Awesome. Hey, until next time. See you. Bye.
Okay, bye.